Hello YouTube. So, I'm sure you're aware, there's something very exciting been going on in the media recently. It's not finished yet when I'm recording this, the polls have closed, but I'm a bit burnt out on politics, so I'm just going to wait and find out tomorrow. But I wanted to talk about a few things that this whole American election has reminded me of. And you can bitch about me having an opinion because I'm not from America if you like, but I'm not going to care. So you're wasting your time. Because it affects everyone, whether you like it or not. Electing the leader of a world-leading country like America affects everybody in the world. So yes, we have every right to care. Because we're going to have to deal with whatever you throw at us for the next 4 years. And I sincerely hope that it isn't the tangerine buffoon, in case anybody was in any doubt as to who I support. Not that I necessarily support Hillary, but basically I would support anyone but him. One of the people that I enjoy watching on YouTube said the other day that if she were given a choice between a potato and Donald Trump, she'd vote for the potato. So would I. That's how much I think of him. So if you have any inclination or notion of convincing me that he's the right candidate, don't waste your time. But beyond that, one of the things that it's reminded me of outside of politics altogether is how much we need compassion in this world. Because somehow we've ended up in a state where a worrying number of people believe that it is okay, not just okay, but reasonable to decide that you're going to hate an entire group of people based on trivial things like how they look or where they come from. And that has to stop. That really has to stop. And how one of the greatest countries in the world is on the verge of electing somebody who has those ridiculous beliefs. Well, not on the verge. I'd actually be quite surprised if he gets in. I still have a fair amount of faith in the intelligence of the majority of the American people to be able to see through him. Don't get me wrong, I don't like Hillary either. I think they're both terrible candidates, and how a country with as many people in it as America has managed to choose those two as the ones that you can choose from to run your country blows my mind. Don't know how you did that, but might want to look at that before next time. Back to compassion. In any group of people, there are all kinds of different elements. There are some who you may call good, some who you may call bad. I probably should say at this point, I do not believe in objective morality. It's a social construct which is agreed upon by individuals, groups of people, and they just decide that that's how they're going to live their life. Morality as an objective entity doesn't exist. That being said, in any group of people, there will be those who want to help each other, and there will be a much, much smaller number who want to hurt each other. That is the nature of people. We all have our own motivation. However, we have evolved as beings who work together, and the vast majority of us want to do that. We really do. I truly do believe that the majority of people, given the right motivation and the opportunity, will choose to work together. And that still fills me with hope. However, people like me, people probably like you, do not do enough. There are people in this world right now, there are probably people that you know who hold discriminatory beliefs against one group of people or another, and you've done nothing. That is more than likely true for a lot of you watching this, if not all of you. Somebody will have made derogatory remarks around you, or talked about why a certain group of people is less than another, and you didn't say anything. There have been times when that's happened around me and I didn't say anything. Or somebody you know has used a term that is associated with a particular race or a particular sexual orientation or any other group of people, and they have used that term in a derogatory manner. I mean, sometimes we do it in an almost offhand fashion. I even hear children saying that things are gay, or saying somebody is gay as an insult. If we say nothing, we may not be as bad as the person saying those things or being derogatory towards that group of people, but we're still part of the problem. Make no mistake, don't kid yourself, we're still part of the problem. And if you're in the UK and from my generation, there is a good chance that one or more of your friends uses gay in a derogatory fashion. And that's not okay. I do not pretend to know what it is like to come from a marginalised group of people, because I don't. You know, I have a lot of the privileges that you can possibly have in terms of not being discriminated against. So I do not pretend to understand what that is like. But I don't need to know that it's not in any way okay. I don't need to understand that experience to understand that that is not acceptable. That is not something we can allow in our society if we as a civilization wish to survive. Because there are only so many groups of people. And eventually, if we continue to go down the route of discriminating more and more, eventually everybody will be discriminated against everybody else. There will be no working together. And that it's not a sustainable situation. We need somehow to reach a point where the vast majority of us can come together and work towards the big problems that our world faces. I am not a politician. I don't have a clue about the logistics of how to do that. But again, I don't need to understand the logistics of it to understand the need for it. So, I ask you, if you're watching this, you're probably one of my friends. So I ask you, do something. Anything. Tweet something in support of an equality movement. Make a post on Facebook about equality, or tolerance, or compassion for one another, or working together. Praise those around you who work towards those goals. And if somebody exhibits discriminative behaviour around you, if you feel safe to do so, say something. Because if you don't, how are you not part of the problem? I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm no longer okay with that. Because I can no longer avoid understanding that if I am part of that particular problem, I'm holding all of us back. Every single one of us. And I'm not okay with that. And you shouldn't be either. I think that's probably where I'm going to end that discussion. If you have comments, questions, or things to add, crack on. There's the comment section down below. All my social media things are in the description. I plan to try and make some more videos, so if you fancy that, hit subscribe as well, and you get a thing on your phone. And if you like the video, like it. If you didn't like it, go and watch something else. At the end, because it's been a relatively serious video, I decided I'm going to add something slightly less serious. So in addition to being the election in America at the moment, potential apocalypse, however you want to spin it, it's also Movember, which I've never done before, but I think men's health, at least in this country, I can't really speak for other countries because I don't know, but at least in this country, men's health is not well represented. It's getting better, it's a lot better than it used to be, but it's still something that men are really bad at talking about, and I think that's a lot of why it's underrepresented. So I have decided to do something for Movember, and sort of in honour of the insanity in America at the moment, I decided to also do something that sort of honours a bit of a hero of mine. His name's Frank. Some of you may know him if you're old enough to remember his music, Frank Zappa. So I'm going to do my best to grow a Frank Zappa moustache and goatee, because fun. So I'm going to go and do the things, and there'll be a thing. Ta-da!